Look, we all know that feeling of walking into Zara. It smells expensive, the lighting makes you look like a movie star, and you feel, I don't know, cooler just by being there. It's aspirational. For over a decade, Zara has been the undisputed king of fast fashion in India. They taught us how to dress like Europeans without actually having to fly there. But here's the thing. Something massive is shifting in the Indian retail landscape. While everyone was watching Zara, H&M, and Uniqlo fight over the premium mall spaces in Delhi and Mumbai, a silent assassin emerged from the House of Tata. It's called Zudio. And let me tell you, it is absolutely destroying the established playbook of fashion retail in this country. We aren't just talking about a little competition here. We're talking about a complete rewrite of the rules. Zudio isn't trying to beat Zara at its own game. They changed the game entirely. Today, we're going to decode how they did it. We're going to look at the insane math behind their pricing, the supply chain secrets that Tata is using, and why this isn't just a story about cheap clothes. It's a masterclass in understanding modern India. For the longest time, if you wanted trendy, quote-unquote, Instagrammable fashion in India, you had exactly two choices. Option A, pony up 3,000 rupees at Zara or H&M. Option B, dig through unorganized street markets like Sarojini Nagar or Colaba Causeway, hoping you don't find a defect. There was this massive, gaping hole in the middle. The aspirational middle class, the college kids, the first jobbers, people who knew what was trendy because of social media, but couldn't afford a closet full of Zara. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so Zudio is just cheaper. What's the big deal? The big deal isn't that they are cheaper. The big deal is how much cheaper they are, while still feeling like a legitimate brand experience. Let's look at some real numbers. Let's take a standard, trendy, oversized t-shirt. At Zara, you're probably looking at anywhere from $12.90 to $19.90 rupees, okay? Now, walk into Zudio. That same aesthetic, maybe not the exact same fabric weight, but the same look, is going to cost you $3.99 or $4.99. We're talking about a 75% price difference. That's not a discount, that's a different economic galaxy. Zudio looked at the market and realized something crucial. For the vast majority of young Indians, fashion isn't an investment asset, it's disposable content. They want to wear it 3 times, post a photo, and move on to the next trend. And that right there is the billion-dollar question. When I first saw Zudio's prices, my first thought as a business analyst was, how aren't they hemorrhaging money? How on earth do you sell a trendy shirt for the price of 2 premium coffees, pay for prime retail space, pay staff, manage a supply chain, and still turn a massive profit for Tata Trent? Look, most people think it's just, oh, they use cheap fabric from China. But I did some deep digging into their financial reports and operational models, and what I found is actually kind of genius. It's a strategy that is honestly a little terrifying for their competitors. They are using a financial loophole that most retailers completely ignore. And we're going to crack that code right after this. If Zara is a finely tuned Ferrari, Zudio is a souped-up public bus on a dedicated lane. It's not about luxury. It's about moving massive amounts of people, or in this case, product, very, very fast. Here is where it gets really interesting. Zudio's success comes down to 3 brutal truths they accepted about the Indian market that Zara simply cannot afford to accept. Truth number 1, velocity over variety. Zara is famous for its supply chain speed, right? From design to shelf in 3 weeks. Incredible. But Zara still operates on a global trend cycle. Zudio? They don't care about global trends. They care about hyper-local velocity. They aren't trying to stock 10,000 SKUs. They stock far fewer styles than a typical fast fashion brand, but they turn them over at blinding speed. If a style doesn't move in 2 weeks in a Zudio store, it's practically dead to them. They discount it, clear it, and bring in the next thing. This velocity means they almost never have dead stock sitting in a warehouse eating up cash. Their inventory turnover ratio is among the highest in the industry. They aren't holding on to clothes, they are renting space to them for a few days. Truth number 2, the real estate arbitrage. Think about where you find a Zara. Prime locations. The ground floor of Select City Walk in Delhi, or Phoenix Palladium in Mumbai. The fit-out is gorgeous. Marble floors, incredible lighting, huge mannequins. That costs an absolute fortune per square foot. Now, think about Zudio. They are clean, they are bright, but they are functional. No marble floors, no artistic installations. The fixtures are standardized metal racks. But more importantly, look where they open. Zudio is aggressively targeting Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, places like Patna, Jaipur, Ranchi, and even in the big metros, they aren't always in the prime mall spots. They are happy taking the second floor or a standalone building just off the high street. Let's do some quick, simplified math to show you why this matters. Imagine Zara pays, say, hypothetically, 500 rupees per square foot in rent for a prime spot, and they sell a shirt for 2,000. A big chunk of that 2,000 is just covering that expensive floor space. Zudio might pay 100 rupees per square foot in a Tier 2 city location. They sell a shirt for 500. Because their rent burden is so much lower, they can charge way less and still keep a healthy margin. They realize that their customer would rather walk up a flight of stairs to save 1,500 rupees than pay for a marble floor on the ground level. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I hear this all the time in the comment section. But the quality, it's flimsy. After 3 washes, it looks like a rag. Yeah, it is. Look, let's be real. You aren't buying a family heirloom for $3.99. You are buying a vibe for Saturday night. Zudio knows their quality is good enough for the price. And for their target demographic, that college kid on a pocket money budget, good enough is perfect. They'd rather buy 5 good enough t-shirts for 2,000 rupees than 1 high-quality Zara shirt for the same price. It gives them 5 different outfits for their Instagram feed instead of 1. Zudio isn't selling durability, they are selling frequency. And here is the other massive advantage they have, the ultimate ally, the Tata ecosystem. Zudio is part of Trent Limited, the retail arm of Tata. They aren't some startup figuring out supply chains from scratch. They are leveraging decades of retail experience from Westside. They have deep pockets, incredible vendor relationships in places like Tirupur, India's textile hub, and the trust that comes with the Tata name. When Tata tells a manufacturer, we need 100,000 units of this shirt and will pay you on time, that manufacturer listens. That scale allows them to negotiate rock-bottom manufacturing costs that a smaller player could never dream of. So, what's the reward for this radical strategy? The numbers are honestly staggering. In the financial year 2024 alone, Zudio added over 200 stores. Think about that pace. That's almost a new store opening every single day and a half somewhere in India. As of early 2024, they have crossed the 500 store mark. Let's compare that to Zara. Zara has been in India for over a decade. They have around 20 to 25 stores. Zudio is everywhere. They are capturing the mind share of Bharat, while Zara is still focused on India's top 1%. While many retailers were struggling post-pandemic, Trent's stock price, driven largely by Zudio's massive success, has absolutely skyrocketed, turning it into a large-cap giant almost overnight. They've proven that the real money in India isn't at the top of the pyramid, it's in the massive aspirational middle. So, is Zara dead? No, of course not. Zara is still a powerhouse, but Zudio has forced them into a corner. Zudio has essentially decapitated the bottom half of Zara's potential market in India. Zara can't fight a price war with Zudio. They would destroy their brand image if they started selling $4.99 shirts. So, what are they doing? They are doubling down on premiumization. Their newest stores are even larger, more luxurious, with advanced technology like self-checkout RFID kiosks. The market is splitting. Zara is moving up to become an accessible luxury brand because Zudio has completely conquered the entry-level fast fashion space. So, what can we learn from this? Whether you're running a small business or just interested in how markets work, the Zudio Playbook is fascinating. Here are 3 takeaways you can apply immediately. Number 1, ruthlessly define your who. Zudio didn't try to please everyone. They focused entirely on the price-conscious, trend-hungry youth. They built their entire operation, from store design to pricing, around pleasing only that person. Stop trying to sell to everyone. Number 2, understand the good enough equation. Over-delivering on quality can sometimes be a bad business decision if your customer doesn't value it enough to pay for it. Figure out the minimum viable quality your market accepts, and then compete on price or convenience. And number 3, operational efficiency is your best marketing. You know what you almost never see? A Zudio TV commercial or a massive billboard campaign. They spend almost zero on traditional marketing. Their pricing is their marketing. Their store presence is their billboard. They put their money into logistics and rent deals, not ad agencies. Zudio didn't just beat Zara on price. They understood the heartbeat of modern India better than the European giant. They realized that in the new India, aspiration doesn't have to cost a month's salary. So, what do you guys think? Are you Team Zudio or Team Zara? Is the quality trade-off worth it for you? Let me know down in the comments. I really want to hear your take on this. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive. Thanks for watching.